On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Next up, we're talking about Yuki Kodama's Kids on the Slope. This is one of my favorite series of all time. It's probably the best in all of the 12 Days of Anime, in my opinion. I mean, there's a couple there that might stand in the way, but this one definitely is special in terms of just writing and storytelling. Kids on the Slope is a series set in Japan about a boy going to a new school, doesn't quite fit in, but finds friendship through the music of jazz. And I owe this series so much because it literally got me into jazz. I would have never listened to jazz if not for this anime series, which is directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, the man, the myth, the legend. Just incredible at Mappa, just doing the Lord's work with that series. Also, Yoko Kanno on that composition with the music, that always helps as well. Yoko Kanno and Watanabe together is just a dream come true, and it's a dream that I hope that we get at least one more time. But yeah, this series is really, really good, and it's really, really real. I think that's the difference between this series and a lot of others, is it feels real. The emotions, the drama, the writing, what's going on with our characters, where they're going. There's kind of like a post-World War II kind of era Japan that's being told. And it's a beautiful thing. It also teaches and guides the audience through the genre of jazz, and it helps the audience understand jazz and what it means to these kids. And that's also a beautiful thing, you know. That's something that a lot of series don't typically do, is actually teach you something, you know. It feels meaningful in a way, and it's not just because of the jazz, but it's because of the characters that inhabit the genre itself. It's because of the characters that are playing it. You have the main character who is kind of a pianist. He's a really skilled pianist, but he only played classical music, and then you have the second main character who plays drums, and he's kind of wild, he's kind of gruff, kind of a delinquent, but he has a heart of gold. He takes care of these kids, he's a churchgoer, and there's kind of like this kind of clashing between their personalities, but in the end they end up loving each other, like legitimately, like a brotherhood between them. And that connection that you witness throughout the series it's so heartwarming. It really is. This series is just so feel good, and it is a perfect series. I think out of everything, if I had to recommend you a series out of the 12 Days of Anime, I would recommend this one to watch right now. It is kind of a holiday series. Christmas is present in the series. It doesn't really focus too much on Christmas, but it's definitely like it's the time to watch it. You know, it's just very, very chill and very, again, as I mentioned, feel good. Not just feel good, there is drama in this series. There are parts of this series that have legitimately made me cry, like actual tears pouring down. Because things get dramatic, things get sad, and that also adds to it. I'm not going to spoil anything, obviously, because, again, these types of surprises really bolster up the series to new heights and really kind of carry it. There's kind of like a beginning, middle, and end to the story, and the ending itself is also just extremely beautiful. And, I mean, all in all, it's just really good. It's really, really good. And that's the thing, you know, you have these kids that are playing jazz. They're not just playing random jazz songs. They're playing actual music. The main character, he, as I mentioned, was a classical pianist. He starts learning jazz and learning the works of Bill Evans, which happens to be my favorite jazz artist of all time. Bill Evans' work, just somber keys. Absolute somber keys. If you have never listened to Bill Evans, do yourself the utmost pleasure and just do that. Make that happen. Also good, like, feel-good, kind of emotional, just really good music. But the series kind of explores Bill Evans' work through the main character. Also, My Favorite Things. The song is also played in the series with actual vocals, and there's just a beautiful... And the context to that song as well. And just... I think that what the mangaka did and what Watanabe did with this series... it transcends a lot of anime, in my opinion. I think that this is one of the more real, one of the more grounded, one of the more emotional series out there that I hold very dearly to my heart. I recommend it, and if you get the chance, definitely give it a watch. Even if it doesn't sound super interesting, give it a chance. You know, give it a watch because, again, I did not like jazz before watching this series. I've never really even explored the genre of jazz before watching this series. And now I'm listening to jazz every day on my way home on the train. So there's kind of, you know, there's a connection there. You know, it makes connections on different levels than just entertainment. All in all, it is kind of perfection. You know, I don't like throwing that word around, but it's just very, very good. And as I mentioned, very emotional. There's this part in the series, if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Towards the end of the series, between our two main characters, that just, it hurts so bad. It literally just rips your heart out. And I can't stop thinking about that specific part. Again, if you've seen the series, I'm basically talking to the people that have. If you've seen the series, you know what I'm talking about. When he pulls off the sheet, oh man, just so good. Just an absolute treasure. Anyway, that is pretty much all I have to say about Kids on the Slope. Have you seen it? Have you not? Let's talk about it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me. We still got a lot of more days to get through. So until then, until tomorrow, I'll see you guys later. Happy holidays.
Kiss me sweet and